Today I'm going to talk about sleeping sickness. This is something that people have probably heard of but don't necessarily quite understand or know what it actually is. So sleeping sickness is what we would call a neglected tropical disease that occurs really only in Africa and sub-Saharan Africa specifically. And this is an infection that is caused by trypanosomes, which are a type of protozoa, so a very complex organism that spread to humans through the bite of a specific fly called the tsetse fly. And tsetse flies bite individuals and they transmit this protozoa. This protozoa, in its first stage, will cause kind of acute symptoms of fever, swelling of lymph nodes, headache, very kind of non-specific illness. But what makes sleeping sickness dangerous and what makes it fatal, and it's uniformly fatal if untreated, is that it causes a brain infection, an infection of the lining of the brain as well as the brain itself, something called meningoencephalitis. And part of that causes excessive daytime drowsiness, which is where it gets its name. But really what's happening is it's affecting your ability to be conscious. And that's what kills people, is this brain infection that occurs. And the thing about sleeping sickness, there's not a vaccine for it, and the treatments were somewhat complicated, and you would need to give people one drug if they're in the acute phase when they've got the fever, the lymph node swelling, the headache, and another drug if they were in the brain phase, and you had to do a spinal tap to figure that out. But now there's a new drug that was recently approved that's starting to be released, that is called acozoborol, and I might be pronouncing it a little bit off, but that is a drug which is a single dose medication that works for both stages. So this is a major breakthrough. And because of this drug's ability to work on both stages, you don't have to do a spinal tap. So this may be something that leads this disease to elimination. There are many countries in Africa that have already eliminated at least 10 or so, and this is something that may eventually be gone and not a threat to human health because of this drug. So it's kind of exciting times for sleeping sickness, and we may see the elimination of this disease from Africa. The other interesting thing is that tsetse flies, which spread the trypanosome that causes this infection, are attracted to certain colors. That's part of the reason why you want to wear beige colors when you're in sub-Saharan Africa, because it's less attractive to tsetse flies. So I hope that was interesting and a little bit about sleeping sickness that you might not have known.